Hello students, in today's video we are going to start with the new chapter Ratio and Proportion, practice set 4.1. So let's just get started with it quickly. Ratio and proportion. Let's understand what is meant by a ratio first. Comparison of two quantities by division is called a ratio. So any two quantities when they are written in the form of numerator and denominator, it is called as a ratio, like this. So this can be written as 5 upon 4 and also it is read as 5 is to 4. It is also written with two dots in the middle and it is pronounced that as 5 is to 4. Similarly, 6 upon 3, we can reduce it further. That's 2. When there is nothing down, it is assumed that there is 1. And this ratio could be written as 2 is to 1. So let's understand some of the properties of ratio. The ratio of A is to B is written as A is to B. It is read as A is to B or A upon B. Here first term is called predecessor and the second term B is called successor. If a ratio is having second term 100, then such a ratio is called percentage. Example, 5 upon 100 means 50%. Later we are going to solve sums based on this to convert a particular ratio into percentage. So that time what we have to do is just get 100 in the denominator. If we can get 100 in the denominator, means we have converted that particular ratio into percentage. If both the terms of a ratio are multiplied or divided by a non-zero number, then the ratio remains unchanged. So this is a ratio of 3 upon 2. If we divide this by any number, numerator and denominator by both, you multiply 500 in the numerator and denominator, you multiply 10,000, anything, any number, still the ratio will remain unchanged because it's 2, 2. See, I have multiplied numerator and denominator by 2 in this case, but this 2 can get still cancelled, no? So these two ratios 3 upon 2 and 6 upon 4 are nothing but they are equal, because further this 6 upon 4 can be reduced to this 3 upon 2, right? So we can multiply numerator and denominator by the same number. Two quantities of the ratio must be of the same kind and the units of the measurement must be the same. So in a ratio we cannot have two different units, numerator and denominator. Both have to have the same unit, otherwise we cannot take the ratio. One in liter, other one in milliliter. It cannot be like that. One is in kg, other one is in grams. We cannot have it like that. Both the units should be same. So if both are liter, then only we can take the ratio of it. A ratio has no unit, it is simply a number. Because when we take the ratio, you can say the units liter will get cancelled. What remains is only pure number. Proportion. When A upon B is equal to C upon D, then the numbers A, B, C, D are in proportion. So when we equate two ratios, there is an equal to sign in the middle. Then the two numbers A, B, C, D are said to be in proportion. Now we'll see proportion in details later on. Right now in this particular video and in this particular practice set, we are going to see ratio in details. Practice set 4.1. From the following pairs of numbers, find the reduced form of ratio of the first number to the second number. So reduced form means you just have to divide and get it into the reduced form. 72 divided by 60. Divide both of them by the same number. If we don't know the bigger number which divides, you can start with 2. You divide it by 2 and then check further we can reduce it, then again divide, then again divide. You go on dividing till further you cannot divide it any further. Okay. Right now I can divide this by 12, 12 5s are 60, and 12 6s are 72. So the reduced form would be 6 upon 5, because 6 and 5, both of them, I cannot further divide by any number. So we will stop here. So reduced form of this ratio would be 6 upon 5. It is not divided any further, cannot be divided any further. 13 and 57. So here 38 and 57, both of them, they are divided by 19. 19 2s are 38 and 19 3s are 57. So we'll divide it like that. 19 2s are 38 and 19 3s are 57. So reduced form of this ratio would be 2 upon 3 or 2 is to 3. It can be further written as 2 is to 3. Next, 52 and 78. You can divide it by 13 directly. 13 4s are 52 and 13 6s are 28. Now 4 and 6 can be divided further. 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So the reduced form would be 2 upon 3 or 2 is to 3. Find the reduced form of the ratio of the first quantity to the second quantity. Now here two things are important. One is to check whether both the quantities are having the same unit. If rupees is given, then whether both are in terms of rupees. And second thing, first quantity to the second quantity is given, or second quantity to the first quantity is given. What is given exactly? That we have to see. Now just take the ratio. So ratio of 700 to 308 divided, both are divided by 4. 4 ones are 4, 5 6 7, 3 will remain, 4 sevens are 28, then 4 5s are 20, and here I get 77. Then both are further divided by both are further divided by 7, and we get 25 upon 11. So reduced form is 25 is to 11. Rupees 14 and rupees 12 paise, rupees 12 paise 40. So 12 rupees 40 paise it is actually. So now here we have to either convert this into fully paise, 14 rupees into paise, or this into paise, or convert into rupees. So both we have to convert into the same unit. So we'll try to convert rupees 14 into paise first. 1 rupee is 100 paise. So 14 rupees will be 14 into 100, that is 1400 paise. And 12 rupees 40 paise would be 12 into 100 plus 40. So that's 1240 paise. Now we have to take the ratio of these two quantities. First quantity to the second quantity. So 1400 upon 1240. So ratio of 1400 paise to 1240 would be this. Now these two zeros will get cancelled. Then further we divide by 3. 4 3s are 12. 4 1s are 4. 4 3s are 12. 4 5s are 20. (35 upon 31 we get. So the ratio would be 35 is to 31. That's the answer. 35 is to 31. 5 liters and 2500 milliliters. So here we convert both into milliliters first. 1 liter is 1000 milliliters. Now these conversions you are supposed to know. It will not be given in the exam. 1 liter is 1000 milliliters. So 5 liters would be 5 into 1000, that is 5000 milliliters. And here it is already in milliliters. Now directly take the ratio. For the ratio of 5000 milliliters to 2500 milliliters would be 5000 divided by 2500. The two zeros will be cancelled. Then 25 ones are 25, 25 twos are 50. So that's 2:1. The ratio would be 2:1. That's the answer. 2:1. And ratio has no unit, remember. 3 years, 4 months and 5 years, 8 months. Now here both the units either convert into years fully or convert everything into the months. Okay, so 1 year is 12 months. So we'll convert everything into months first. 1 year is 12 months. So 3 years, 4 months would be 3 into 12. So 3 years would be 36 months. So that 36 plus 4 is going to be 40 months. And 5 year, 8 months would be 60. 12 5s are 60 plus 8. 68 months. So take the ratio now. 40 upon 68 is 10 upon 17 divided by 4. 4 tens are 40. 4 ones are 4. 5, 6, 2 will remain. 4 sevens are 28. So 10 upon 17 or 10:17 is the answer. Express the following percentages as ratios in the reduced form. 75:100. So this is divided. Answer we already can see there is 3:4. 25 3s are 75. 25 3s are 75 and 25 4s are 100. So 3:4 is the answer. Next 44:100. Now we have seen if we have 100 in the denominator, it is called as a percentage. 100 in the denominator, it is called as a percentage. So convert that percentage or reduce form of the percentage. Reduce it further. Divide it by 4. 4 ones are 4. 4 ones are 4. Divide both the numbers by 4. 4 twos are 8. 9, 10. 2 will remain. 4 5s are 20. So that's going to be 11:25. 11:25 is the answer. Now 6.25%. So that is 6.25 upon 100. So that's going to be 625 upon. What have we done is we want to get rid of this decimal point. So decimal point is shifted 2 places this side. So from here also, now right now decimal point is here. From here also decimal point we should shift 2 places to the right. Now here we are shifting decimal point 2 places to the right. So here also we have to shift decimal point 2 places to the right. So I need to give 2 zeros here in order to shift decimal point 2 places to the right. So I've given 2 zeros and put a decimal point there. Okay, so it became 625 and this side also I will get 10,000. So it becomes 625 upon 10,000. Decimal point, this shifted 2 places here. This will also shift 2 places here. In order to have a convenience of dividing without the decimal point, we have done this. If you can do it with it, perfectly alright, not a problem at all. Divide both the numbers by 25 then. 25 25s are 625. 25 4s are 100. 400 we will get down. Now see if you can divide further by 5 or something. It is divided directly by 25. 25 ones are 25 and 25 16s are. So that's 1:16 is the answer. Then 52 divided by 100. 52 is 200. 52 divided by 100. Divide by 4 first. 4 ones are 4. 1 will remain. 4 threes are 12. And 4 25s are 100. So that's 13:25. So this is how we reduce the percentages further. 0.64%, that is 0.64 upon 100. So again in this case we'll shift decimal point 2 places here, so that's becomes 64. 64 upon 2 zeros, 10,000. Now divided by now that's divided by 16. 16 4s are 64 and 16 625 are. So that's 4:625. 3 persons can build a small house in 8 days. To build the same house in 6 days, how many persons are required? Now this kind of sums we have already done in 7th standard also. This is a sum on variation. And if you don't remember what is a variation, we will quickly revise what is meant by variation. If one quantity changes and that brings about change in the other quantity also, that example is called as an example of variation. And we have learnt two types of variation: direct variation and inverse variation. Direct variation means if one quantity increases, other quantity increases, it is a direct variation. But if one quantity increases, other quantity decreases, it is an inverse variation. So we have to first understand whether this is direct or inverse variation. Okay. 3 persons can build a house in 8 days. 3 persons will build a house in 8 days. This is one quantity is persons. Persons is one quantity. And other quantity is days. To build the same house in 6 days, how many persons are required? Now, here number of days have decreased. 3 people can do that work in 8 days. So 6 people will do, in 6 days to do, how many people will be required? So in shorter time we want to do that work, we want to finish that work. Suppose painting a work or building a work or whatever. 3 people take 8 days. Now we don't want to finish that we want to finish that in lesser time. So of course we will need more people. 3 people cannot finish in 6 days. Because 3 people will need at least 8 days to finish that work. We want to finish it in 6 days. So we will need at least 4 or 5 people. More people we will need. So what is happening here is when number of days have increased. When number of days have decreased. See, it was 8. Number of days was 8. Number of days have decreased. That time number of persons have increased. Are you following? We want to finish the work in 6 days now. It was 8 days. We want to finish it in 6 days. So number of days have decreased. That time number of persons increase. We will be needing more people now. So this is an example of decrease increase. So inverse variation. And in case of inverse variation, product remains constant. In case of inverse variation, product. So we have to take the product now. Product of the related quantities, and we will get the answer. Here purposely I have chosen y, so that y and multiplication sign, x and multiplication sign gets confused. That's why. You can take any other letter if you want. Suppose Y men will construct the house in 6 days. Number of men, number of days. 3 men will do 3 men complete in 8 days. So 6 men will take Y days, we will assume. Or to finish in 6 days, we require Y men, we will assume. It is an inverse variation. Product remains constant. So we will take the product now. 3 into 8 is equal to Y into 6. 3 into 8, product of related quantities will remain constant since this is an inverse variation. So 3 into 8 is equal to Y into 6. So 24 is equal to Y into 6. Bring this 6 this side. Y is equal to 24 into 6. Therefore Y is equal to 4. So in order to finish the work in 6 days, we will need more people. 4 people at least we will need. Hence 4 men will construct the house in 6 days. Convert the following ratios into percentage. 15 is to 25. This is a ratio, we have to convert it into percentage. So as I told you earlier, percentage means we have to get 100 into the denominator. So here it is easy to get 100 into denominator. 25 fours are 100. So we multiply numerator and denominator by 4 and we get 100 into denominator. So that's 60 upon 100 and that is 60%. Here also it is easy to get 100, 50 to the 100. So multiply numerator and denominator by 2. So we get 100 in the denominator means this 94%. Here also it's easy to get 100, 10 tens are 100. So that's 70%. Now here already we have 600. So what we will do is 6 into 100 is 600. Okay, one way of doing this would be 546 upon 6 into 100. So we already got 100 in the denominator. Now only divide this part. Divide 546 by 6. Okay. And this is another way, dividing both numerator and denominator by 6. So that 6 divided by 600 we will get 6. It's the same thing actually. Same thing we are doing here also. So that's 91%. Next. Here we don't have 100 at all and cannot convert 16 by any ways by multiplying. So directly multiply by 100 only. Now that's 700 we can divide by 16 and we get 43.75. So that's 43.75%. The ratio of ages of Abha and her mother is 2:5. At the time of Abha's birth, her mother's age was 27 years. Find the present ages of Abha and her mother. Now they have not given us the ages of Abha and her mother. They have asked us to find. But we know that their ages are in the ratio 2:5. Their ages are in the ratio 2:5. So whenever there is a ratio, there is some sort of a common multiple. Now that common multiple is what that we have to find. And if we can find that common multiple, we will get the answer. Now suppose if that common multiple was 2. Okay, if that common multiple was 2 between these two ratios, then 2 2s are 4 and 5 2s are 10. So means we will get when Abha's age was 4, mother's age was 10. Like that. The ratio is 2:5. So what is that common multiple that we have to find? So we will assume that common multiple is x. Let the common multiple be x. So whenever there is ratio and such word problem is there, we assume the common multiple to be x. So once we got the common multiple, now their ages we know, ages will be 2x and 5x, like how we did just now. 2 2s are 4, like that, same way. So their ages are 2x years and 5x. Okay, at the time of Abha's birth, her mother's age was 27. At the time of her birth, her age was 0. So according to given condition, 5x minus 2x would be 27. So that is 3x is equal to 27, and therefore x is equal to 9, means we got common multiple to be 9. Therefore 2x, we have assumed Abha's age to be 2x, so that is 18, and mother's age 5x, 5 9s are 45. So present ages of Abha and her mother is 18 years and 45 years. So with this we have finished with the practice set 4.1. Hope so the video was helpful to you, and if it was, please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you so much once again.